remind me?
That's great! Actual physical contact!
Ghostbusters.
I have a story for you guys. It's a short story, but it's one that should probably be told not in the beginning of the podcast.
Say it at the end.
So I'll say it. I'll tell you at the end. So remind me.
I won $300 yesterday on the Super Bowl.
You won $300 in the Super Bowl?
What, squares?
Yeah, I won.
Oh,
Super Bowl squares.
So what I have to say, then I think Hess is the winner of Against All Odds, just right there, because he actually made a profit off of some sports betting.
Do you know I had 2 people yesterday ask who won our picks?
Oh, really?
And I was only with 2 other people, so separate times too. They asked.
So Willow and Mima?
Yeah.
So Willow watched Against All Odds?
She asked who won the picks, and I was like, I don't know. We didn't count.
They must be really bored because Jackson was watching Pleeka picks too.
Yeah, I was like, what the fuck?
That's really weird. They're like, fuck. There's nothing else on TV. I guess let's watch what Jerome and Nick do.
I think they wanted to just know if you won.
Oh, so I had to like pull my cock out. Secretly they all wanted to see my penis.
Maybe.
Now it makes sense. My grandma wanted to see my pecker.
Yeah, I won. I won the first quarter and I won the second quarter.
Wow.
And if that pass wasn't intercepted at the end, I would have won the fourth quarter too. But
so how'd you celebrate?
I didn't do anything.
Oh, I thought he was gonna like do the Ball Johnson on Abby or something, or fucking rub cake all over his body and she licks it off like he's an animal.
Huh. Do animals do that?
Now that
The animals I hang out with do. What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Random Ramblings. I'm your sexy stud of a host, Jerome, and over there is
Nick. The fuck?
and I'm tantalizing Tommy.
Ooh, tantalizing Tommy.
That's creepy.
It kind of sounds like he's doing something to me.
Yeah, a little bit.
He's like, I'm gonna go over there and I'm gonna tantalize Tommy a little bit.
A little Freudian slip there.
To fuck with me, baby.
But today, cats and kittens, boys and girls, we're talking about
Ghostbusters, what do you want?
Wow.
Yeah.
My phone's over here. Do you want to do our movie thing? I ask you this every week. I
No,
just pick one.
Yeah.
We'll just do our movies. We'll do our movies first. Me and Nick have a friendly competition to see who can watch more movies this year.
Oh, okay. I forgot about that.
And then afterwards, we will pick our new movie and then discuss Ghostbusters. So this week, I have watched 55 movies. I've watched 55 movies this week. This year, I've watched 55 movies.
I've watched 57.
You motherfucker. I've watched 2 a day every day this week.
Did you really?
Yes.
Jesus.
You were too bad.
I watched 3 fucking movies yesterday, pal.
I watched 1.
I even made you go to the movie theaters. We wore a mask.
We went and saw.
Calm down. We saw the
I
saw the
saw
little
that.
things.
Yeah, I already seen it. Fuckers.
It was
Hey, you
my-
want to go
it
to the
was my
movies?
trick, and it's still you're still too ahead of me. Well, you were ahead of me last week, but I thought I caught you. But whatever. So this week I watched Spree, Harold and Kumar 2, Mandy, Tron. Tron is a piece of shit. I don't know who the fuck likes that movie. Have you seen the
Why'd
original
you
Tron?
watch it?
I wanted to watch
The
both.
original?
Yeah, I wanted to watch the original and the newer one.
Don't they both suck?
Apparently, I'm not gonna watch the other one now. It was awful. It was so hard to watch.
That sucks.
The guy Tony Stark built this in the cave was in it. He was
Yeah.
kind of cool. A Nightmare on Elm Street 3, The Mummy. I really like The Mummy. I haven't seen that in a long
I saw
time.
you watching that. That was confusing.
Nightmare on Elm Street 4, The Little Things, Malcolm and Marie, Ghostbusters, Nightmare on Elm Street 5, Freddy's Dead, The Final Nightmare, Freddy vs. Jason, and Godzilla vs. Mechagodzilla. I watched last night while I was waiting to upload our Avengers.
Jesus fucking Christ.
You might want to recount those because I feel like that's more than 10 what you named off.
No, I
That's
watched.
more than 10.
Yeah, I watched. It was like 13 movies this year or this weekend.
Oh, okay.
But 55 for the year. But a couple of them that I want to talk about. I watched Mandy, which is made by the son of the guy that did Tombstone.
Son of the guy that did it. Oh, sorry.
That'd be a good, like, you stub your toe, like, son of the guy who made Tombstone. I'm gonna start doing that.
Probably.
Oh, boy.
But it's fuck, I forgot his name. God, who you hate? Nicolas Cage. It's Nicolas Cage in it. It's like a revenge movie with him, but it's really strange.
I don't hate him.
There's demons I know, but every time I say I like him, you're like, yeah, you're more of a Nicolas Cage fan than me.
Yeah, for sure. Except I don't talk like that.
You owe Indian Nick. But it's like a revenge movie with him. It starts out like the first like half hour to an hour is him and his girlfriend just doing shit, and like they both have like trauma in their past and stuff. And then there's this like religious cult that just sees his girlfriend walking past her, and they get all they're out, and I want her and I need her, and they kidnap her with these demons and bring her back to his house.
Sounds
He
horrible.
pulls out his pecker and starts yelling at her, and she just laughs at him. So he puts her in her bag and burns her alive in front of Nicolas Cage.
Huh. Cool.
So, but then Nicolas Cage gets mad and he goes after him and kills him. That's like the whole point.
Oh.
But visually, it's very cool. How the guy uses lighting and stuff is really cool. Like he like really colorful lights. One point, there's a guy who has a really long chainsaw, and Nicolas Cage fights him with a smaller chainsaw, and they're having like a chainsaw fight out in the desert. It's pretty neat. It's a pretty fun movie. I know you would think it's stupid watching it, but I had a lot of fun watching it.
Sounds horrible.
And then I saw The Little Things. Have you watched that yet, Hess?
I did. We watched it. I watched it.
I really liked that.
I liked it too. I saw
Yeah, I
it
thought it
2
was cool.
fucking times.
That's true, yeah. What'd you think about the ending?
I thought it was cool how he did it to make him not to have any angels, basically, for the rest of his life. Basically, feel confident by killing him.
Yeah, what's funny is that happened, and he got the little letter in the mail, Rami Malek did, and I leaned over to Taylor, and I was like, why didn't he give him that in the desert? Oh, probably because he just bought it and gave it to him now. There's no fucking way he had that. He bought it, and Taylor's like, no, and like started making fun of me, and then the end of the movie, he pulls out the little bag and burns that too, and I was like, I fucking told you, and then she told me to shush in the theater.
Spoilers.
Oh yeah, spoilers. Just so that off the top, but I did really enjoy it. I was happy to go see that in the theaters other than at home.
I wasn't doing anything.
Especially
so I
because
didn't mind.
they had it in this like special Dolby theater
Yeah, I did like
there.
that.
That one's pretty cool.
I also like when we bought the ticket, the $15.99 was crossed out and it said 0.
Yeah, that's really nice. Even though I'm canceling that in a few days because nothing else is gonna come out.
You're not gonna go see the Bob Odenkirk movie?
We can just rent that. Watch
No,
it.
I'm going to see it. Fuck you.
Oh really?
Yeah.
I'll sneak in we'll get a little trench coat and I'll sit on top of our little hat.
Wow.
No, because it'll count for your movies.
But did you watch Malcolm and Marie also? I'm assuming you didn't. That's the new Zendaya, John David Washington movie on Netflix.
No.
You watched it, right?
I watched it.
I really enjoyed that. It was filmed in the style of how they've been doing the new Euphorias, like the little specials for that, where it's like 2 people in a room talking for the whole thing. This one was black and white, but I really enjoyed it. I thought it was a lot of fun. I mean, I don't think fun would be the right word to describe it, but
They're both very captivating actors. So
yeah,
like,
I could have watched them for an entire series of that.
yeah, and they're really good. They had like a shit ton of emotions and stuff going on. It was different. I don't know if that would work with other. Like I don't like when you tell me Euphoria's like that. I'm like, oh, okay.
Oh, it's great in Euphoria because it's the 2 best characters. It's her and Jules.
Yeah,
that's in it.
Maybe,
Mhm.
but it doesn't sell me on it.
Oh.
You know what I mean?
See that gets me like they're like I don't know. It turned a lot of people off.
I could see
That
that.
way. That way's not for everybody, but I really enjoy it. Like Mom didn't like Malcolm and Marie at all.
I love.
She was
it.
like, I need stuff to happen in the movie. Although she also, what she's watched, how many John David Washington movies do you think she's seen?
I don't think she's seen any.
No, she watched Black Klansman with us at Mimos. So I think she's seen at least 2.
Okay.
And she just now goes, is he related to Denzel Washington? And I was like,
Nice.
yeah, it's essentially, she's like, oh, because he sounds like him.
Hess said that like 3 podcasts ago.
Remember he bought it? He's like,
He
that
just
motherfucker was a
sounded-
lot. And we're like, yeah, it's the son. He's like, that makes sense.
Yeah.
See, I don't really. There's a few times.
I don't know how people like him and Mom call. I would have never called it. I don't think they sound alike. I don't think they look that much alike.
I
never
watched
figure
like
that
3
out.
seasons of that fucking what's that Ballers.
Ballers.
And
I
liked
hated him in Ballers.
I liked his character because he's the only character that did anything.
Mm-hmm.
But I never put 2 and 2 together.
I think that's all of them that I really want to talk about. Other than I've been watching all the Nightmare on Elm Street movies with Taylor, and we came to the conclusion that Scream is obviously our top. But I said that I think this is close, like a Scream series.
For
This
horror
is like
movies?
my second, like and like as of a series. Because like this is another one of them. Like right when I finish it, I could just restart it again, start watching them all over.
Jesus.
Like there's been so many times we watch Scream when we get to Scream 4 and we're done. We're like, I could just watch the first again, possibly.
I don't think Scream's not bad.
We
Nightmare
love
on Elm
like
Street's
we
not good,
can't
though.
wait for the next Scream movie
I can.
because it has a lot of people be loving it too, and it's from like good directors that we like. So
I don't think I even saw Scream 4.
that one's surprisingly really good. They have a really good gag in the beginning where there's like 47 of the stab movies, and it just keeps happening. So then you think, oh, this one's done. Now it's Scream, but then it's a stab movie again. It's like the first 10 minutes of the movie is that.
That's kind of funny.
But yeah, that's my movies.
So I'm at 57. I watched Bulworth, and then on Groundhog's Day, I watched Groundhog Day.
What'd you watch on Martin Luther King Jr. Day?
Martin Luther King Jr. Day.
I don't think you watched anything involving him. You're racist.
And then I watched Stripes, and then on the next day, I watched the Buddy Holly story.
Oh.
I don't have La Bamba, so I couldn't watch it the day that he died. I watched Lovebirds, Palm Springs.
Was that good? I wanted to watch that. Is that a good movie to watch?
It was okay. It wasn't bad.
Okay, so doesn't sound too much.
It wasn't horrible. It wasn't great.
Would you have been disappointed going in the theaters to see it, or is it okay because you watched it on Netflix?
It was okay because I watched it on Netflix.
Okay. That's what I kind of figured.
It'd be okay to see it for free. I wouldn't. I mean,
okay. I can't wait. I don't know when it comes out on Netflix.
There was parts of it that were good. But
it's Eric Andre and Tiffany Haddish and all them, but Netflix bought that like a year ago, and just still hasn't put it out.
They're saving their time.
Yeah, it's because they want to put out a movie a week this fucking year.
Oh yeah, I wonder why. And then I watched Beverly Hills Cop 2, Trading Places, Malcolm and Marie, Training Day.
Hey, wait, when you got to Beverly Hills Cop 2, did you go?
2, Electric Boogaloo.
Yeah, I did. I watched Training Day because Jerome refuses to watch it.
I didn't refuse. I just didn't want to go to the theater. He wanted to go to the theaters, see Little Things, and then come straight home and watch that.
Oh, I wouldn't have been able to. I was tired. I watched
he's tired.
Get Shorty, The Town, and then this morning I watched Ghostbusters.
The Ben Affleck Town?
Mm-hmm. I watched that with B-Ma yesterday before the Super Bowl.
That's how you get in the head, you little fucking sneak. I didn't think you watched any movies on this fucking Super Bowl day.
I watched one.
I thought it was all about football all day.
I was going to make her watch Heaven Can Wait, but I'm pretty sure I did that last year. So.
Yeah, I watched it with you last year. There.
So there you go.
Wow.
Oh, and I got my vaccine on Thursday.
That looks like jizz.
Very nice.
Is that what you said when you got it?
No, I said, ow.
And then the doctor went,
Kiss my pee-pee.
The pharmacist, not the doctor. Yeah, Taylor had to help me put my fucking sweatshirt on the next day because my arm hurt so bad.
yeah, because
Jesus.
when she did it, did she go?
You're a pussy.
She might have. I would have been like, yeah, you're right. I couldn't lift my arm above, like up here. Like I couldn't go any farther than here.
So what you're saying, if you were sitting at this table and a bunch of dudes came in here and like, you have to jerk us all off, you wouldn't be able to do this?
I'd be like, you'd have to go to the expert right now, pal.
And I'm like, I'm only using this hand over here, so he's got to get those other ones.
You're like, I can get 40 dudes with one hand.
I'll tooth my toe. And they go, what? And I go, you just wait, boy.
We watched 3 movies on Saturday. We watched The Little Things, Coming to America, and what else did we watch?
Like the old Coming to America?
Yeah.
Are you guys going to watch the new one?
Yeah.
Yeah, I will.
Yeah, Abby wants. That's why Abby wanted to watch it because she'd never seen it. So, and I go, oh, that's what she wanted to do Saturday. She just wanted to watch movies all day long. I said, okay, whatever.
You're like, all right, I'm gonna pass Dominic anyway, so it'll work.
So did you get in the joke in Coming to America, the 2 old guys at the end that are like homeless, that they're from Trading Places?
No.
I only got that because you made us watch Trading Places, and then you're like, hold on, and then you put in the movie and got to that part and did that, and we're like, oh,
It's like one of the first
crossover.
times. Yeah, it's one of the first times.
I don't know if I've ever seen Trading Places. If I have, it's been a long time.
I have only because him, but it's fun.
Yeah,
I saw it and I was
Dan
like,
Aykroyd does blackface in it.
who doesn't do blackface nowadays?
It's kind of weird.
A little bit.
I watched it this week, so like I was like, oh God, I don't remember this part.
You guys ready to pick our next movie?
Sure.
Or at least start our poll for it?
Yeah.
All right. So who wants to go first? I don't remember. Do we do it by whose movie it was, or do we just pick a person?
I doubt it because I didn't go first last time, and they picked my movie like 3 times in a row or some shit.
All right. Well, you're going first this time now.
All right. Sigourney Weaver.
Weaver.
That's what I said.
I'm picking Sigourney Weaver.
That's what I said. Sigourney Weaver.
That's what I heard. Okay.
Alien.
That's when I texted you last night. I think I got it. That's what it was.
Did you say yuck?
See, I was gonna pick Alien.
Yeah, I don't like those movies.
Neither does Taylor.
Neither do I.
She said if she watched it, she's like, if that gets picked, she's not watching with me.
I don't.
But I was gonna pick Aliens because that one is so much better.
What did you say?
Aliens.
Oh, okay.
That one is.
Aliens.
But you know what I want to watch, and I believe she's in it too. If you pick if you want to switch now, I'll give you the option. You could pick Aliens 4. Tuco's in it.
No, I'm good.
Okay.
Pick the one I picked,
All right.
fucker.
Well, that was one of my options, so you made me for sure pick my movie then now, because that was my option.
So wait, so what are you picking? Aliens 3?
No. I'm not picking Alien at all because I was going to, but you picked it.
Oh, I got you.
I had a couple options.
Okay.
I kept my options open. Do you want to go next, Hess?
Sure, I can. It doesn't matter.
All right, go ahead.
I'm gonna pick Sigourney Weaver. I'm picking Avatar.
I was afraid for a second that he was joking around and was gonna do Sigourney Weaver Aliens, and then we were gonna have to watch that. I was joking on my drink. I thought he was fucking with me.
You picked Avatar.
That'll be a pain in the ass to watch, but that'll be interesting. If that,
I like that movie.
I've only seen it once, and it was a long time ago because a little boy made me watch it.
Who?
That sounds creepy. I'm just gonna say Mauser made me watch it.
Yeah, I've never seen it.
I'm picking, because apparently I'm a sexist pig, I don't pick women, Bill Murray, Lost in Translation. Because Taylor made me watch that last year or something, a while ago, and I really, really enjoyed it. So when it came up in this, I was like, oh, I want to pick that. That's a fun movie. Not that many people in it, so there will be very few people to choose from.
Interesting.
Because there's like only like 4 options we can go, I think. But like Anna Faris is in it, so we can go that route if we wanted. And
there's 4 people in the movie. That's
Scarlett Johansson. Well, because it's in China, so a lot of the people in it are unless you want to pick Chinese movies.
It's Japan.
Sorry, I'm racist. But it's a real. Have you seen it?
Yeah.
Yeah, I like it. I like it a lot.
Yeah, I liked it a lot when it came out. I haven't seen it.
We watched that, and we watched what's the Jim Carrey one? That's and I can't. That's not. I was gonna say it's really weird, but it's about like death and like his girlfriend.
Eternal Sunshine.
Yeah, We watched Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind and this like around the same time, and we just kept watching these movies. But I was like, oh, if we can get in there to watch that, I'll pick that too, because I love that movie. I also want to pick The Truman Show. I got a couple movies in the back of my mind that I was like, at some point I want to get on here.
Truman Show. I haven't seen that in years.
I watched it just for the first time, like a couple, I guess, right before the new year, I think, and I loved it.
I liked it when it came out. I don't know if I loved it.
Like watching it, I was like, oh, this could be like they could like Westworld this. I feel like just do more than him. Have multiple people in different kinds of TV shows.
Isn't Ed Harris
like
in it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, so what a stretch.
I don't mean like make him the Man in Black.
Oh, okay.
All right, so I'm gonna get the poll ready. So it's
I'm just gonna fucking.
It's Alien, Avatar, Lost in Translation. Okay.
Lost in Translation.
It's interesting.
All right, I voted.
God damn it.
Now I'm gonna text Taylor to vote. That'll be our game show music while we're all voting. All right, y'all ready to get y'all pickles tickled?
Sure.
You sound like a scared boy at a whorehouse. Sure.
I am scared of you.
Sure.
Kiss my pee-pee.
Go ahead.
That would be why.
Ghostbusters, what do you want?
What? What?
What happened? He's losing his goddamn mind.
Taylor text me.
I don't want to vote, she said.
Let me read you exactly what she said. Who the fuck is voting Avatar over Lost in Translation? And then an eye rolling emoji.
I might have.
So we watched.
Ghostbusters, what do you want?
How'd everybody feel about Ghostbusters?
It was okay. No, I like it.
So you?
Hated it.
No, it's one of the best movies, in my opinion.
I fucking loved it. I had, to me, the whole time I was in here going,
3 words. Fab, you love.
The only, I don't know how you feel about Hess, because last week you threw me for a loop, but,
and then his boyfriend came to defend him.
Yeah, he's like, hey, don't fuck with Hess.
I saw that.
I'm gonna touch his penis and like it. But the only thing some of the special effects take me out of it at the end, like when the dog's running.
The dog stuff. I was gonna say, for the most part, though,
no, they're pretty good.
The special effects are
pretty good.
They're really good. Which that reminds me, this is actually what I would bring up about Nightmare on Elm Street, is me and Taylor kept reminding ourselves that these are all in the '80s, and we were very impressed with how good the special effects are in the movie. Like, because a lot of them are very practical. When it gets to like actual special effects, like visual effects, it's a little wonky. But both of these, they reminded me of a trailer where, like, when they have practical effects going on and stuff like that, it was very good.
Like the Slimer's good, and like
He slimed me.
There's stuff like that. The dogs. Like, I just watched Terminator.
The dogs are weird.
I just watched Terminator, and it's the same motion with the...
Yeah.
And I that takes me...
Everything is, like, so heavy.
Yeah, it's just like... It's like
When they
stop
do shit.
motion, almost.
Did you ever play the Ghostbusters game?
Did not.
Because that was technically 3. I think it's still connected to B3 as far as I know. And you're like the newbie in the team. And I believe what parts you play at the endings of the first ones or something like that. But that was a very good game. And I believe all their voices are in it, or either that or they got such good voice actors that...
Is that the one that like, you had to put your Xbox to fucking some, like...
Oh, I think to get the achievement?
Yeah.
Yeah, I believe so. But that one was really fun, surprising. I was telling Mom that because we were watching Ghostbusters together, and I was like, I think that's the only movie video game that I can remember that's actually really good. But I really like that.
So, what did you think about it, Ghostbusters?
It's okay. I mean, I remember watching it as a kid, like probably a lot. And I don't dislike it, but I'm not like gonna probably watch this again ever unless it's something we have to watch on a podcast. I couldn't imagine.
So what you're saying is when you saw
It's the Stay Puft Marshmallow Man.
you didn't like come in your pants?
No, but I was wondering when he was going to come in because
Yeah,
I knew he was in it.
Towards the end,
And
I
I'm
was like, wait a minute, is he in the second one?
Getting close.
Really?
For a second, I was like, did I make up that he's in the first? I was like real confused for a second. And then Mom called me stupid, and I was like, okay, yeah, it is this one. Whatever.
Wow.
Okay, so she's a dog.
Is there anything you guys would change about the movie?
Update the effects. That'd be the only thing.
Like, I wonder if we got this, because I don't know if they do. Sometimes they do, sometimes they don't. If you got, like, the Blu-ray, like, updated version of this, if that would change, or if it would just look like a slightly nicer version of it. Because I watched it on AMC Plus, and on my phone, it looked real great. And then once it got blown up to TV, not so great. But the only thing the only thing I would change is, I think in all their montages, I would put more ghosts in those scenes. Because there's not that many ghosts you see in this. There's, like, maybe, like, 10.
But don't you think that's because they knew it was going to look shitty?
Well, but like the see-through ones, like the one at the library and Slimer and all that shit, that looks really good. So I would just do a couple more. I'd do a couple more in the montages like that. I think that's the only thing that the whole time I was like, oh, I wish there were more ghosts in this for the movie being called Ghostbusters.
Yeah, but it's about them, not the ghosts.
I guess it is about the ghosts. It's not called Ghosts.
Right. Correct.
But yeah, that's the only thing that watching this, I was like, yeah, I'd change that a little bit. I want more ghosts in this. But then I don't want too much ghosts because then the Ghostbusters reboot, 1 million.
Yeah, so that's pretty good. There was a shit ton of ghosts when the fucking idiot turned off the power.
Yeah. I did at the end there, he's like, all right, who brought the dog? He's letting everybody in the fucking room. Shouldn't he know who brought a dog in there? Like, how that got in there? What's your guys' best scene / quote? I got a couple here to remind you guys if you guys don't know.
Oh, fuck.
Slimed me.
You gotta try this pole.
That's a big Twinkie.
Don't cross the streams. Okay, so she's a dog.
If there's a steady paycheck in it, I'll believe anything you say.
It's the Stay Puft Marshmallow Man.
What a lovely singing voice you must have.
That's just a few for you guys if you guys didn't have any quotes. But I think mine is probably the Stay Puft Marshmallow Man line is my favorite quote. But I got my favorite scenes I wrote down here. I really like the whole...
He's not in it very long.
Yeah, he's not. I remember him being in it more.
He melts real fast.
I had some trivia. We'll get to that at some point.
You know what's funny? When they cross the streams and fucking burn his ass, it reminded me of Terminator also because... Do you remember in the first Terminator, she has the dream where she sees herself in the fucking nuclear holocaust?
Oh, yeah.
And she melts into the fucking fence? That's what he looked like. I was like, oh, wow.
But my favorite scenes are all the library when they're walking in there. I like that. And they like, oh, come on, let's huddle over here. And they get over there and they talk. And they're like, hey, lady. And all this shit, yelling at her. I love all that. And then the whole ending with Stay Puft Marshmallow Man and the girlfriend and all that.
I like the beginning too. Just when the librarian's doing it before they get there.
That's what I was gonna say. Which I tried to find the clip. I couldn't get it. I guess I could record it on TV. But when Bill Murray is talking to her and he's like, "Is there any schizophrenia or anything in your family?" And she's like, "My uncle thought he was St. Jerome."
Yeah.
And he's like, "I'm gonna put that as a yes."
That was pretty funny.
But this is one of the movies because most of these kind of movies, it's kind of like a superhero movie where you're like, all right, get to the ghost busting, come on.
Yeah.
But this one, you're like, I don't care, just keep going. Being you.
Well, yeah, I mean, when that fucking ghost screams at that lady in the beginning, you're like, oh, this is a Ghost Story.
Yeah,
kind of.
I also what I liked about the library part too that made it part my favorite is they go there, they're doing their huddles, they're trying to get the shit, and then they just run out of there and leave.
Yeah, I like the fact that they have to learn what to do.
Yeah,
and you kind of learn with them.
Let me know when you want me to do some of my trivia because I know you have some too.
Well, because we're doing the line, I read that Dogs and Cats Living Together Mass Hysteria was voted 68th out of the 100 greatest movie lines by Premiere in 2007.
Oh wow!
And well, there's something you don't see every day. Was 19th.
Oh really?
Yeah.
Well, since you're reading some of yours, Hess brought up the Marshmallow Man barely being in it. The Stay Puft Marshmallow Man suits cost approximately $20,000 each. There was 3 made, and all were destroyed while filming.
Wow.
So that's so much money into 3 suits that they just destroyed.
I do like
for
it
the movie
too when they get Slimer.
Oh yeah.
And they're like destroy that room.
And you never saw the reboot, right?
Mm-mm.
I have it if you want to watch it on Blu-ray.
Oh.
There's a Slimer and there's a girl Slimer. And like they run around, they steal taxis and do this. There's a whole bunch of random shit they do. It's really weird. But what's your guys' favorite scene / quote?
I think it's the beginning.
This is all the beginning?
Yeah.
Like the introduction to the team and all that?
Mm-hmm.
So you don't like Winston?
Yeah. What's your favorite?
I don't know. Probably I like the scene when he goes over to meet Sigourney Weaver and she's like already become like a demon or what.
Oh, and she starts like floating in the bed, and then she's like, "There is no only Zool," and then he's like,
What a lovely singing voice she must have.
Yeah, I like that. This reminded me with a lot of that stuff with Bill Murray and like Robert Downey Jr. kind of like with Iron Man and all that. Because there's so much improv in this, you could tell
like
with him how he's
too.
going. Like I could totally see watching this. I was like, one of us should have picked Bill Murray to be Iron Man.
Oh yeah, could you imagine?
Can you like imagine if they had like an old man Iron Man storyline?
Yeah,
I could 100% see him doing it.
Well, didn't they said that most of this is improv?
I saw a lot. Like even her line there when when he first gets to her apartment, it was supposed to be you're like a used car salesman, but she says you're like a game show host.
Yeah,
like even those like little things. They said most of Bill Murray's dialogue in this was improvised.
Yeah,
which I really liked that. Before we move on to surprise cameo and stuff like that, you guys want to know some trivia?
Sure.
I know you have some too, so you can read yours after. The character Winston was meant to have joined the team much earlier. And would have been slimed in the hotel, but Eddie Murphy declined to do the role, so it was rewritten to have him appear later through the film. And then there's more of it here. He declined it because he went to go do Beverly Hills Cop.
Yeah.
So they got Ernie what's his
Hudson?
name? Yeah, they got him in the role, and he was on board to do the same kind of shit. And then right before filming, they're like, "Yeah, here's the rewrites. They want Bill Murray in it more, and here's it down." But the description of the character kind of sounded like Rhodey. Like, he was in the Air Force. He had this whole backstory, all this shit.
Yeah.
And then they're like, yeah, no, we're not going to do that. So like, I've heard, even in interviews like as early as, or as recent as 2015, he was like, yeah, I love the movies and I'm proud of the franchise, but, Winston's kind of always just there. Well, he doesn't do much in any of this.
No offense to Ernie Hudson, but he's not Eddie Murphy. Especially in 1984.
But and then I learned Eddie Murphy wasn't the only person that was going to be in this. Michael Keaton turned down both roles of Dr. Peter Venkman and Dr. Egon Spengler.
Yeah.
So that would imagine this would have had Michael Keaton. Like that would have been insane.
Well, you know who it was originally written for.
And then John Belushi was going to be in it, and then he died, so Dan Aykroyd did the role.
He was literally like I just watched that.
It'd have been such a different cast with all of them. Eddie Murphy, Dan Aykroyd, like all of them.
Yeah, it could have been Belushi and Eddie Murphy and Dan Aykroyd in it.
But it does also, like, hearing all that, it seems like one of those movies, like, there's movies that always have these problems in it, and then they're the cult classic, and you're like, wow, that'd have been different. But I wonder if it would have went the way they planned it, if it just would have been like, oh yeah, remember that movie Ghostbusters was eliminated? That was weird. Like, it wouldn't have been as big as it was today, maybe, if it didn't fall through all that stuff and had Bill Murray and all them in it. It's
possible.
Especially because Bill Murray, all of them improvising this much, it probably would have had such different dialogue, and Winston would have been a bigger character.
It's possible.
So it would have been weird.
I find it hard to believe that putting Belushi and Eddie Murphy in a movie would make it worse.
Yeah.
But especially because they're two of my favorite actors of all time.
Yeah. It's one of those things like...
So is Bill Murray.
I would love to see this version, just like I would love to see the Chris Farley Shrek. Because you can even listen to some of the early, like... Because he recorded dialogue for it before he died.
I forgot about that.
And, like, he's supposed to be, like, super depressed, and It was gonna be a real different movie. They completely rewrote it after he died. But I would love to see that version.
That's a little crazy.
Yeah.
Chevy Chase was also supposed to be in it.
Really?
At one point, same.
That would have been interesting too.
It's probably good that Shrek wasn't super depressed.
Well, I think it was gonna be like an adult animated movie before it turned into the one it is now. Freddie got real sad over here.
Did Disney always have it? It was
Oh
always
no,
Disney?
isn't it? I think it's Universal, isn't it?
Yeah, it's not Disney, anyways.
Oh, it's not Disney? Okay.
But yeah, there's so many of those things where you hear like the trivia and who's gonna be in it and all that, and I was like, I wish I could just be special, go to another universe and see that version of the movie.
Maybe you can. Maybe one day you can.
Well, they were saying that the shit I read, Chevy Chase turned it down because he turned it down in the beginning. It must have been like while he was writing it for Belushi, but then Belushi had passed away because he said it was like super dark.
Oh, really?
And scary.
Oh, so it would have been like a horror movie.
But then I think...
So there would have been no bustin' makes me feel good.
But Ivan Reitman and Harold Ramis like reworked the script with Aykroyd, and then maybe they made it funnier.
Oh.
I don't know.
Was there any surprise cameos for you guys?
Well, supposedly...
I was going to say, the only one, and I never even saw it, you just told me about this. But
Larry King?
Yeah, he was all excited.
Unrecognizable Larry King. I saw that, and I had to look it up to see if that was really him. I was like, okay, it's a little boy.
I don't know if it's a little.
He was a little boy there.
It was only 33 years ago, or 37 years ago.
Yeah, but now, I mean, I guess he's not alive.
He just died. He was like 90-something. He was probably 60-something years old in this fucking movie.
It was his first movie, though.
Was it?
Yeah. Well, I mean, whatever. Ron Jeremy's in this movie, apparently.
Yeah, which is so weird.
Well, you went, blah.
No, I didn't.
Ron Jeremy was in this. In the crowd in the background at the end, supposedly he's back there.
And I looked for him because I read this before, but I couldn't.
I'm gonna Google and see if I can find a picture of Ron Jeremy.
That's interesting. Yeah, I didn't know that. Hey, while you're doing that, I'm gonna go pee-pee because Daddy's got a pee-pee.
Okay. I don't know if you're my daddy, but here he is.
Oh, you found it?
Looks like it. Oh no, yeah, there he is, right there. Here, I'm gonna save it. I'll text it to you guys. Oh, here's his fucking prison photo. Have you heard all the shit about him? Like all like the terrible shit he's done.
No, but
which I mean doesn't surprise me. He's a little creep.
Oh wow,
it's really weird. I don't know from how that picture is. I don't know how he missed that.
Yeah,
you ain't wanting to fuck with me, baby.
Oh, look at that! It's a big boy ass coming back to the podcast. Ka-dong, ka-dong, ka-dong. I text you a picture of Ron Jeremy. I should have sent Hess one of like his cock.
Oh wow, there he is
in all his glory. Best performance. I think it's pretty obvious for this. Bill Murray.
Yeah.
Everyone in it is good, but Bill Murray is obviously great. So I think Sigourney Weaver is a close second, very close second.
Yeah, and
she's being Zool and all that shit.
And Harold Ramis and Dan Aykroyd are good. Their parts not as good.
Yeah.
You know,
they're not big enough roles. I feel like to be best performance.
I almost picked the actor who played Ramis and Knocked Up.
Oh, that'd been interesting.
Yeah.
I haven't seen that in a long time.
Didn't I pick Knocked Up for something? Or maybe I didn't.
I don't think so. Maybe you thought about it. But I don't think
it was on my list at one point. I was going to pick it. I don't remember what for.
But so we all agree Bill Murray best performance?
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree on that one.
Do you think there could be a...
2, Electric Boogaloo.
Because I'm not sure. What would they even call it?
Ghostbusters 2.
Oh, maybe.
So, it was nominated for 2 Academy Awards.
Oh, really?
Yeah, one was special effects, which I bitched about in the beginning.
Like one, which they didn't deserve.
And the other is nominated for, can you guess? Can you guess? It's pretty obvious.
Lead actor,
yeah. Best performance?
No, they never take a comedy.
Well, I don't know. You said it was obvious. We were just talking about
when
that.
When I say it, you both will be like, oh, son of a bitch.
We'll see.
Best song?
Oh my God.
But it didn't win.
That does make sense.
Isn't that?
I didn't win. What was it competing against? Let me look it up. How do I find that?
1984.
All right.
1984 was the year.
1984 best song?
Yeah, but you gotta look Academy Award because you pull up Grammys
Yeah,
and shit.
Yeah,
Academy
I know.
Awards.
I know it won.
Well, keep it to yourself, pal. We're playing a game show here. Oh, I see you with the one right here, motherfucker. Okay, I'm getting all. No, I don't want to just learn about the song that won.
There's a Wikipedia you can just pull up every year.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to do that. I thought I was on that fucking Oscars website. I thought they'd just show me everything.
Oh, you think they would?
Best director, best actress, best actor, best short film, best animated film, best original score, best song. Okay, so the things were Maniac from Flashdance, Over You, Tender Merkles. Does that movie sound familiar?
No.
Tender Merkles, that's what it says.
Tender Mercy?
Maybe Tender Mercy.
Are you sure in the right year? The movie came out in 84. Maybe the Academy Award was 85. I don't know.
So Flashdance didn't win that year? Is that what you're saying?
No, it was Stevie Wonder.
Okay, well, yeah, I was in the wrong year then.
Yeah, I got Flashdance. What a Feeling as well.
Is it? Oh yeah, Stevie Wonder.
Because-
I just called to say I love you. Yeah, that.
Because they don't do the awards the same year that the movie comes out. They do it.
Hey, I just did what I was told. Okay, so the real things were Against All Odds. Oh, I see what you did there. You're just trying to plug your other podcast. Against All Odds. Take a look at me now from Against All Odds. Music and lyrics from Phil Collins.
Oh my
Footloose
god.
from Footloose. Music and lyrics by Kenny Loggins and Dean Pitchfork. I called him Pitchfork. It's Pitchford. Get out of my face. Let's hear it for the boy.
Okay. Jesus.
From Footloose. Ghostbusters from what movie do you think that's from?
I'm gonna say Ghostbusters.
Ding 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 ding. Music and lyrics by Ray Parker Jr.
Have you watched movies from 1984 and compared the graphics? I just assumed this was like
I've
about as good as you could get.
not
I don't know.
not intentionally, but I've been like I said earlier, I've been watching all the Nightmare on Elm Streets, and those are all from the 80s.
No, I
Until-
just-
those the last two are.
I just watched Terminator. And
But yeah, they all do look pretty similar. This
Yeah.
is just as good as those, I would say.
yeah.
Like, those are like a horror movie, so you kind of like
Because
past it
obviously,
more.
it was almost 40 fucking years ago, and it bothered me. But I was just like, this was fucking the year I was fucking born.
It
for crying
also
out
helps
loud,
like when a movie's this good though, you kind of just like, oh whatever, I can get past this part. This is just the ending. Like majority of it isn't special effects, so it's fine.
Some of it was good, like when the thing blows up at the end. It's like, oh, that actually looks.
Well,
pretty
actually, I
well.
wanted to ask you this: is this the start of the big bad guy doing a beam in the sky as a thing? Is this where that all started? Do you think? Because everything copied Avengers, every superhero movie ever does it. Do you think they all got it from Ghostbusters?
I don't know, maybe.
'Cause I watched this and I was like, oh, another beam. I was like, oh wait, this is old.
It's Avengers.
But I wondered if that started it.
So we're talking about the song. So I want to bring.
Well,
up
actually,
this-
we were talking about the sequel.
Well, yeah,
and then
I-
you brought up the song.
and then you looked it up for 10 minutes. So and
Well,
then looked up the wrong year.
I was told the wrong year.
You were told the right year, but you
My
looked up
my Jarvis told me the wrong year.
So Huey Lewis sued Ray Parker Jr. and won. They settled out of court.
Oh, is that why you played the song for me?
Yeah, saying that he copied "I Want a New Drug."
I want a new drug.
So they settled out of court. They weren't allowed to talk about it, and then I guess Huey Lewis like talked about it like years later on VH1, and then Ray Parker Jr. sued him for talking about it.
And then did he win?
I think so.
Oh.
He said it made him a lot of money. So, but like I was playing a new drug for Jerome while Ghostbusters was playing, which is a little annoying.
I could play it for Hess if you want. I'll have to cut it out, but I could play it
No,
for you if
it's
you wanna
fine. It's
compare.
fine. But like, there's parts of it that I was like, okay, but then there's other parts where it's like it's nothing
There's
like.
parts where it sounds like, oh, this could be later on in the song, but for the most part, they're pretty different.
But I did also read that like there's parts in the movie because they asked Huey Lewis to make the theme song and he declined.
Mm-hmm.
So there's parts in the movie where they were playing his song.
Oh.
And then they later put in that song. So that I was like, oh, okay, that makes sense then.
Yeah, I can kind of see where he gets that. Did we learn anything? Did anybody learn anything from Ghostbusters? That's our next segment.
I learned that you should not put the gatekeeper and
the key next to each other?
and the keymaster next to each
I
other.
like that how they're like, we should probably keep these people far apart. All right, I'll be there in a minute.
Well, I like Bill Murray's like, oh, we gotta get these guys together, and
Yeah.
Egon's like, no, you fucking idiot.
And he's like, I'll be right over.
Yeah.
What else did I learn?
I learned this came out the same day as Gremlins.
Oh, really?
Yeah. There's a movie you just recently watched. How were the effects?
I was just gonna say this looks better than Gremlins. I wouldn't have assumed they were that close. I mean, Gremlins doesn't look horrible, but there's parts where you're like, oh, Jesus.
Same day, and it was the highest-grossing comedy of all time until Home Alone came out.
Oh wow, that's pretty good.
The only other trivia I had is that Slimer was based off John Belushi.
Oh really? That's kind of funny.
Like when he's eating and like fucking.
Yeah, I could totally see that now.
That big sloppy eater.
Have you ever seen Animal House?
It's been years, but yeah.
So like in the cafeteria.
I was gonna say that part. I could totally see that.
Yeah, cafeteria. He like just shoves everything in his mouth.
I'll see if I can play those side by side here. That I can. I would have never connected that.
They called him the Ghost of Belushi.
Oh.
So
then who would you make the girl one in the reboot?
That's where I don't know.
Make
Ghost of Gilda Radner? I don't know.
The ghost of non-dead Rebel Wilson.
Wow.
Well, she's kind of Belushi-like in a way.
She wishes.
So did we learn anything other than the Ghost of Belushi? I guess the trivia and all that stuff kind of learned. I learned that Eddie Murphy was going to be in this, and there'd have been we'll.
Well,
and I learned to never not have the soundboard ready. To never.
Don't cross the streams.
Until you have to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
it's not gay until you cross the streams.
You ain't wanting to fuck with me, baby.
Put that on a t-shirt. It's not gay until you cross the streets. That'd be a good shirt.
We could be Ghostbusters. Just put our heads on the top.
I like that. Before we go to our next movie, I thought it'd be fun for us all to decide who would be which Ghostbuster.
Okay, but before we do that, don't we usually do questions? Because I do have a question in it.
Oh, questions is after we pick the next movie, but we could bump that up.
Oh, okay, we can wait. Because I just have one question.
Okay. So let's decide first, which Ghostbuster do we think Hess would be?
Oh boy.
Trying to think. Who would he be? I feel like he would be, and this is no offense to Hess, just not as like. But what's the like the doctory science guy? I don't know his name in this. The one that died.
Harold Ramis?
Yeah, I feel like he'd be Harold Ramis, he'd be saying all stuff, but he'd be like a scientist that lies about it. Like he would know all the information, you know. And that's just because Hess isn't a scientist, so he doesn't know that.
Well, I could see that, but
But he does have parts of Bill Murray in him. But then we also agree that he's kind of Winston.
I could also see him.
I feel like he's Winston too because of this line.
If there's a steady paycheck in it, I'll believe anything you say.
That line, for some reason, has popped in my head.
He literally said at the beginning of this, I would never watch this again unless we're doing a podcast about it.
Yeah.
It's almost line for line what he said.
Yeah, so I think he's parts of him and parts of Winston.
The only thing I was thinking of with Dan Aykroyd is I could see Hess going, hey, have you tried this pole out?
You gotta try this pole.
Couldn't you see him going now?
He would want to buy the place just for the pole, 100%. 100%.
Probably not.
And in the last battle, he would totally.
It's the Stay Puft Marshmallow Man.
Yes, clear your mind. That's what would happen, 100%.
And here's the thing that would happen with the poll. I would want to try it once, and then I'd be done with it.
Oh, really?
100%. 100%.
It's like when he had his gay sex with his homies.
One time, and then I'm done.
It's like one cock, and I'm over it.
The fuck was that?
I slipped. I meant to hit the jizz, and I hit bleep. All right. So, are we actually changing it that he's Dan Aykroyd? I think he might be Dan Aykroyd.
I think he's Dan Aykroyd because, like, yeah, I think so.
All right. So we'll do you next.
Well, do you guys think? Okay, so Dan Aykroyd has Asperger's, right? Did you know this?
I did not.
He has Asperger's syndrome, and Abby thinks I have Asperger's syndrome.
That's funny. So you guys are the same person.
That's funny. I had no idea.
Yeah.
So who do we think? Which Ghostbuster do we think Nick would be? I know which one he wants to be.
Oh yeah, I would want to be Bill Murray, but I don't know.
I feel like you would be a Bill Murray, but not as slick.
Not as slick.
Yeah. Like, cause no matter what Bill Murray does, it's like funny and cool, and you know, he's like a Bill Murray kind of guy.
It's not really fair to compare someone to Bill Murray. He's like the coolest guy around.
Yeah, and then you're you.
Yeah. So I mean,
he's also like the pervious guy in this movie.
In this movie, he's very, very rapey.
Yeah, right.
And so is my father. So
You ain't wanting to fuck with me, baby.
no, I'm trying
because we're sitting here watching, and I'm like, Abby was watching with me, and I go, I don't know if they could say some of this stuff in like a movie nowadays. Like,
yeah,
geez, a little rapey.
I don't think they'll be doing any of those lines in Ghostbusters 3 Afterlife.
Oh, you mean
whatever
like,
it's called?
I'll take her back to her apartment and check her out.
Yeah,
Check out her apartment.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Give me a break. It's a fucking comedy. You should be able to say that shit.
Yeah. Well, I think also because he's not actually gonna go there and like get on the bed, bitch.
Besides, she's 4 feet above the covers.
I think she could probably take him down too easily.
That's true. To Tinseltown?
Yeah. I've seen her fight an alien. I do think out of all these people, you are probably closest to Bill Murray, except just take away the coolness.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah. If I had to pick,
you'd probably have like Ramis's coolness, but like the style of Bill Murray.
Yeah.
Oh, Ron.
I think that's it. So which Ghostbuster am I?
You would be Ramis for sure, in my opinion.
Okay, you start calling him Ramis.
What's his name?
It's Ramus.
Ramus. He would be Ramus.
That's why I didn't know what you got Ramis's coolness, and I was like, what?
You gotta try this pole.
What? That was weird. I hit 6 and it did the pole. the pole's T.
I would think you would be.
I could see that because you're like the technical person of us. I mean, you wouldn't know what the fuck you're talking about either. Although neither did he.
But it somehow worked together. I'm like, hey, what if we cross the streams?
We were like, okay, we might all die.
Mm-hmm. And then Hesse goes, I'll cross your stream, baby.
Mm-hmm.
You ain't wanting to fuck with me, baby.
All right, I like that. We all put our Ghostbusters. Now I'll have to make us all those people in the thumbnail. I don't know if you'll notice because I'll be cutting their heads off and throwing us on there.
Oh, do it with the marshmallow, and that way I don't have any marshmallow on me.
Oh, that's true.
Did you notice that at the end? They're all fucking covered in marshmallow.
Bill Murray has none on.
He has like an ounce.
Really?
Yeah.
I didn't catch that.
All right, are you guys ready to find out what the next movie is?
No, I have a question.
That's after this, pal.
Oh, for fuck's sake!
We've only been.
I'm gonna forget my question.
All right, let me go over to Pleeka.
I got a feeling.
Oh, for fuck's sake!
I got a feeling Avatar one because I might have voted for it.
Oh my god, one movie has not a single vote.
Yeah, I can already tell you what it is. I can already because I looked.
We have 7 votes.
Why do you look? It's supposed to be a fucking.
He's a little sneaky, right? That guy.
I wanted to look.
Yeah, it's supposed to be a surprise, so we know.
Well,
and then he's always.
I'm surprised.
At 0% alien.
Oh, good.
That surprises me, kinda. 7 votes, not a single one. We're getting more votes. We're getting popular, boys. Woo.
Settle down.
Avatar, 43%.
So we're watching Lost in Translation.
Lost in Translation, 57%. So it was really close though. I think that's the closest we've ever had it go to.
Well, I voted for Avatar.
Oh wow,
I literally went like this, and
I voted for Avatar too. I kind of forgot what I voted. I voted for Avatar as well. Did you vote for Avatar, Hess?
Yeah.
It's funny. All 3 of us voted for Avatar.
Wait. I want to come clean though. I've never seen Avatar and I've never seen Titanic, and I kind of want to keep it that way. So I literally went like this, and it didn't go. So then finally it went. I was trying not to look, and then I look, and it was Avatar. I was like, motherfucker, because I would have rather voted for the other 2.
Oh, that's hilarious.
But I didn't care on the other hand.
Taylor and the internet changed our poll, and that's what I like about this game, baby. We could all pick one movie, and we don't watch it.
Yeah.
You ain't wanting to fuck with me, baby.
That's pretty funny. I didn't expect
I guess
it
I'll
all.
just have to. I just wanted to see
Hess
Avatar on my new TV.
Hess is like, hey, Hess is gonna have to start. Hey, Abby, vote too. Like, you can tell her. You can text her. I text Taylor to vote every time just so we get more votes.
You could just watch Avatar.
I mean, don't try bribing her with your penis now and be like, hey, I'll give you some dick. You vote for my movie. I don't want any of that. I don't want any of that shenanigans happening.
She voted.
Oh, she did. Oh, when he went pee, I fucking go on Twitter and vote right now. He had to pee earlier.
Oh,
Daddy had to pee. I see what was going on.
The poll was already over. I texted her.
Oh, okay.
I said go to Pleeka and vote, and she voted for Lost in Translation or whatever translation.
Lost in Transition.
Yeah.
That sounds like you. Like,
that's a movie Hess wants to see.
Someone's starting to turn into like a dude and then get lost. So what's your question?
So the Ghostbusters like arrive and they capture a ghost.
Mm-hmm.
So I guess my question is, Were all those ghosts there and people like were afraid to talk about them, or did they make more ghosts come out, do you think?
Well, I know the town or like the government, whoever's there, thought they did that. I always assumed that they were always just there. I've never.
Like you think there people like saw them on the news and they're like, yeah, that's fucking crazy, and then oh wait, they're catching ghosts. Well, then I'm gonna tell them about that. You think that's how it happened?
That's what I always assumed happened.
Yeah.
That's how I always took it. But you could be right, because maybe you're part of the government people.
Well, and not only that, but then like they didn't know that the fucking
Did we just lose Hess?
We lost Hess.
I had a FaceTime coming in.
Oh, okay.
I mean, obviously the part of it too is the Zool guy fucking doing his shit, but I don't know. I was.
Yeah, I've never actually even thought about it because I just assumed that there was always ghosts there and all that.
I thought about it as I was watching it.
That's a good question.
And then I was like, oh, I got to remember to ask that.
That's funny. Yeah, I've actually.
And then you made me forget it like 3 times.
Well, you don't listen. We've been doing this for like 8 weeks now. You don't listen to the rules.
What?
I'm gonna come over there. I'm gonna jerk you off, sailor.
I did think of that too when they're like, "Hey, this Stay Puft guy, he's a sailor," and I'm like, "Oh, Jerome probably wants to jerk him off."
Yeah, let him pee in my mouth. Mom, when it blew up, and she's like, "Hey, if you were there, would you eat some of that marshmallow?" And I was like, "Well, is it really hot? Because I feel like it would just burn your skin off." And then it landed on people, and I was like, "Okay, it doesn't. No one's screaming to their death." So I was like, if it landed on me, I'd probably give it a little.
So that is a line that we didn't talk about, where he said everything was fine till Dickless here turned off the power grid or whatever.
Yeah.
And then he's like, "Is this true?" He goes, "Yes, this man has no dick." Mm-hmm. Which I saw this in the theaters. I was like 12 years old.
And you're like, "Oh, that man's got no dick."
Everyone laughed. It was like fucking hilarious. So, but I read, so that guy who goes to Die Hard, which I thought you'd pick Die Hard because I've already watched it.
I was close to picking it. I wanted to, but then I wanted to watch Lost in Translation.
So I read that like he's been in crowds and they're like, "Hey, Dickless."
Oh, that's funny.
And like, so people just hate him because of this movie.
Wow.
But then his name in Die Hard is Dick something.
Can you be quiet, camera?
Dick Thorne? Dick something?
Should I look it up?
I don't remember
I
his
gotta
name.
fucking pee real bad, but you're dragging
It's kind of like people who hated Joffrey.
It's true.
Yeah.
Didn't the guy like quit acting because
he quit acting. Well, I don't know. Yeah.
What a pussy.
He's too good at his job.
I'm looking for. It just says Thornburg here.
Dick Thornburg.
Thornburn.
It sounds like a rightness.
Kind of sounds like some kind of STD you'd get. Like, oh, my dick's got Thornburn. Oh, that reminds me. I have a story for you guys, and we'll wrap this up.
Oh my gosh, I had to pee.
Yeah.
So lately I've been getting out of the shower and I'll blow dry my hair and shit. You know, just 'cause it goes by faster doing that. And the other day I was doing it, and I always pause this podcast.
Did you cross the stream while you're in there?
Yeah.
Okay.
But I pause my podcast while I'm doing it, and I'll blow dry my hair. It takes a couple minutes and all this shit. And then I was done, and I do it, and then I put lotion on and shit in the shower. Not, I don't in the shower, out of the shower. But I did it. I unplugged it. I hit play on the podcast, and I was just listening to it. And you know how there's a little button you hit, and it goes into the thingy? I was holding it like this, and when I hit it, the cord goes together like this, but as I'm holding it like this, so it just flaps up and flicks my dick. So I'm in the bathroom, I'm like, ah! And like it hit me right in the cock with the cord, and I was just sitting there holding my penis. So I'm in there, I'm like, oh my god, oh, because it just flips so fast. I had a red line up my penis. Oh, it was awful.
Does Taylor know you're using her hairdryer to fucking
She doesn't know
your balls?
I was blow drying my hair and I was done. I didn't realize the cord was dangling that low, and then I hit my penis.
Was it the cord dangling?
Yeah, because I was just holding it and I hit play and I was like listening to the podcast and I was like, okay, and I was trying to hit because sometimes the button doesn't work too, so I'm holding it trying to hit it, and then it just perfectly goes. Oh, it hurts so it hurts so bad.
I don't even understand.
Yeah, I kind of don't either.
What do you mean? Because you pull the cord out to plug it into the wall. So you have to hit a you hit a button.
Oh, so it goes back into the
and it retracts. But I was holding the other end.
I don't think all blow dryers do that.
Everyone I've ever used does.
No. I think they all do that. I know they all don't.
I haven't used a blow dryer since 1984.
Well,
when this movie came out.
Any of them that we've had does that, but it has a little button that you back together. But if you're holding the other end, it goes up.
The funny thing is if someone would have asked me, hey, if they told me this story, I would have been like, it had to be Jerome.
That's funny.
You have dropped 2 toilet seats on your penis.
I've dropped more than 2 on my penis. I remember one time when I was little, I was going pee, which now I don't know how I did it. Back then, I wish I could kind of see it happen. But Mom was on the phone, and I dropped.
Didn't you see it happen?
But now, like, it's fuzzy memory now.
Okay.
But I feel like I must have been really tiny going pee. I don't even know how anyways. but I dropped it on my penis, and I screamed. Mom goes, "Oh, I gotta go." Dropped the toilet seat on his penis again, and hung up with someone. And I remember hearing that, and that line that she said is stuck in my head ever since I was little.
Should be.
I also remember when I slipped off the stool. Oh, I was standing on the counter and I slipped off, and I smacked my balls on the bar stool. And my mom like looked at me, and she's like, "I don't have to look at it." She's like, brought me to you, and she's like, "Will you see if he's okay?" And you're like, "Well, his balls are purple, so that's not what they're supposed to look like."
Yeah, pretty much.
You know, I've had a lot of penis problems.
I just had a thought. Maybe don't do that naked.
Blow dry?
Yeah.
Well, I just get out of the shower, so I do it, and then I put
Just
lotion
throw some
on.
underwear on.
But I got the lotion
Yeah.
on. I don't want to like go up my fucking thigh with my underwear on, and it gets all weird.
Put lotion on, then put underwear on, then blow dry your hair.
I guess I could do the lotion first.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It might be better for your penis.
Now you're thinking. Yeah, but no, now
'Cause
you know how
what?
I put it together today? I hit play on the
'Cause you might
podcast
get-
over here, and I went like this.
Because you might get those prongs stuck in your dick, and that'll be a whole nother story.
Oh,
yeah.
Jesus.
Then I'd be like,
That's a story I don't want to hear.
that'd be a whole podcast.
That's a story I don't want to hear.
if that happened.
Hate it.
Yeah.
Well,
No
boys and
shit.
girls,
That's a big point.
I think it's time to wrap up this podcast. What do y'all think?
Yeah.
I think so.
He was so loud. Zoom was like, "Yeah, you guys don't want to hear that."
Yeah, pretty much. That happens quite a lot, actually.
Well, thanks for
Yeah,
watching.
It does that when you honk the horn for me.
Oh, wow, what a lucky
God,
guy.
I wish I could get in that
I
seat.
gotta send one to Abby so she can honk it in sync with me. Thanks for watching, ladies and gentlemen. Please like, subscribe. I haven't said this year because I keep forgetting. Go check out Pleeka 2. It's a clips channel for us from this podcast and an Idiot's Guide to the Marvel Universe. Go check out those podcasts as well. Next week we'll be watching Lost in Translation, baby.